Coming up,
I see that sweet potatoes are going viral.
a healthy restaurant growing rapidly in South Florida shares what's new and how they design their menu to meet their customers' needs, literally. While we're there, we'll demonstrate how plates of the same size can wildly vary in calorie count. Plus, we check in on our friends over at Fort Lauderdale United and ask a plastic surgeon important questions you ought to know the answer to before going under the knife. All that and more is today on SoFlo Health. Hello and welcome to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie. As you can see, we're at Carrot Express today. And not just because we wanted some good healthy eats, but we're gonna use Carrot Express as a way to show you that there are plenty of places to eat, that you can also have either a high calorie meal or a low calorie meal, depending on what your goals are. This isn't about making, high calorie meals are bad for you and low calorie meals are great for you. It depends on what your fitness goals are. If you're somebody that's looking to lose weight, yeah, you might want to be mindful of what caloric intake looks like. But also, if you're somebody that's looking to put on muscle or gain a little bit of weight, you're gonna need to know what's gonna have calories for you as well. We're gonna show you that some foods look like they have more calories and they actually have less. Other foods will be filling and have high calories, others will be filling and have low calorie. So we'll get inside, talk to Mario first, see what's new, and then talk calories. So follow me. For longtime viewers of SoFlo Health or people who frequent Carrot Express, you might remember Mario Laufer. Mario, thanks so much for having us in again.
Thank you for having me back.
Of course, we're excited. I told everybody at home that we're talking about, managing our calories, our protein intake, and things like that throughout the new year. So you've got some new items in front of us, or things that you're excited about. So let's start here. What are we looking at?
Okay, right now we just launched the pita melts, something that I had on my menu maybe like 10 years ago, and we brought it back, and I have a veggie mushroom melt, which is vegetarian. It has mushrooms, bean sprouts, cheese, some white rice, and on the pita toasted. Great. And then I have a tuna melt, which is a tuna, cheese, and carrots melted. So
if you want one with some meatiness and some fish in there, you got that. But if you're a vegetarian, you've got an option for you as well.
Yes. And I see that our guests have been adding avocado to it, so you can add avocado to it. And
And then what do you have here?
And that is Mario's favorite, which I wanted to show you because it's one of our higher protein dishes that we have on the menu.
Yeah.
So it has 35 grams of protein in every serving. We put a little thing next on our menu where we have high protein items, a little muscle.
Yeah.
So,
in fact, you got a menu right here. If you want to hand it to me, I'll show the camera.
yes.
So yeah, if you take a look, you've got little orange muscles flexing, and that's a cue to you that there's high protein meals, which when I'm looking at this at a glance, there's about 10 at least that I can see on this side of the menu, which is a lot of great options for people that are looking to increase their protein intake.
Exactly. And you don't have to. You can come in here and there's a lot of other options that are not high in protein.
Well, I think that's what's helped you be a mainstay in the community is that you listen to your customers, you pay attention to what's coming in, and then you adapt along the way. You don't throw out everything and say, let's start over, but you add new options or you make adjustments to old options or give people the availability to choose something new.
Yes.
When it comes to the dishes here, is this something that you're cooking up? Is it you and your team?
I don't do any more cooking, but I do create these recipes. This is my one that I'm very excited about.
Tell me about
which
this
is the sweet potato. I see that sweet potatoes is going viral and it's becoming such a big thing. So
yeah, with the Blue Zones movement, sweet potatoes were recognized as a food that's very healthy for a lot of people.
Exactly, low in carbs.
And people are listening and taking action.
We're going to be adding a whole section of sweet potatoes, and this is one of the ones that are going to be going on the menu. The sweet potato.
In fact, I'm going to try it right now.
The sweet potato, and it's the same delicious turkey burger that we have, but it's grounded up in a skillet.
Got a little avocado in here.
Avocado, mushrooms.
I'm salivating just looking at it.
Sauteed mushrooms.
And I got a big bite. Whoop. Incredible. So what else is on the horizon and what's going on down here in South Florida?
So right now we're just opening up in New York, our 5th location. It's Nolita.
Yeah, and how many locations do you have here in South Florida?
In South Florida, we have 25 locations.
Wow, so you're making it easy for people to find you and get something to eat that's healthy and simple.
Yes, yes.
If people would like to find out more about Carrot Express, how can they?
Visit our website or follow Carrot Express.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
We'd love for you to come in and try our healthy and delicious food.
Great. Well, Mario, thanks so much for having us again. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You bet.
Thank you for having me.
Yep. I'm joined once again by Dr. Zuri. He's a board-certified plastic surgeon here at Zuri Plastic Surgery. Dr. Z, good to see you again.
Thank you, Hunter, for being here.
Of course. One thing when it comes to plastic surgery that I think everybody has on top of mind is recovery. Maybe somebody's motivated to get something done, but they're worried about how long it'll take, what's involved. So can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Yes, the anxiety of the recovery is very important, and we want to help patients feel better. At our practice, what we do differently to help our patients is we offer them different types of packages, like pain medication protocols that we can provide for them that last up to 3 days after the operation. So we administer them here at the practice while they're under anesthesia, and when they wake up, they have significant pain relief.
And when it comes to the timing of recovery, obviously each procedure is its own and has a different timeline, but what is like the average experience for recovery?
So average experience for breast and body surgery would be about 2 weeks of recovery. If it's isolated procedures, it can be even faster, about a week recovery, depending on what we're doing. Also, the patients and the kind of job that they do is very important in terms of how fast they can return to work. Nowadays, we actually have a lot of patients that work from home, and they can actually get back to work very quickly.
The recovery process for me was seamless. I thought it was going to be difficult. It's a very delicate procedure, and being able to come home and function normally, even though you fear you're not going to, was surprising actually. So it was a really good recovery process. I followed all the steps. I had lymphatic massages. Everything worked out, thankfully.
And when it comes to recovering faster, is there something that people can do to help that process along?
Yes, this is an excellent question, and I've really become passionate about this part of plastic surgery, which is the recovery. It's not only about the operation. So we actually have a sister company known as Hydrology Wellness. It's here in Coral Gables, and we focus on massages, red light therapy, hyperbaric oxygen treatments. We do peptides to accelerate the wound healing and to decrease swelling. And so we have a whole gamut of services and products that people can really use as part of the process of having their recovery with us. And I really do believe that that takes it to the next level.
And if people would like to find out more about what you're doing here, how can they?
Yeah, so you can find us on Instagram at Dr. Z Plastic Surgery. You can also find us online at www.zuriplasticsurgery.com.
Great. Dr. Z, always a pleasure.
Thank you, Hunter.
You bet.
How these soccer players recharge for practice and matches after the break on SoFlo Health.
Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie, and just by the look of these 4 meals, which one do you think has the most calories? Or do you think they all have about the same because they're all about the same in size? Well, I'm gonna tell you that one of these meals has about 300 calories, and the other one has up to 800 calories, and the others are kind of close in between. The purpose of us showing you this is that just because a meal fills up your plate doesn't mean that it's necessarily high in calories, and it also doesn't mean that it's low either. The volume of food doesn't have too much to do with the caloric intake of the food. This is where we go back to something we've spoken about previously on SoFlo Health, and that's macronutrients. Proteins have about 4 calories per gram, carbohydrates have 4 calories per gram, and fats have 9 calories per gram. So, we're gonna go over these in just a little while, and I'll tell you which one has the most calories, which one has the fewest, and also which add-on is adding half of the calories to one of these meals. So, The main picture here isn't that it's about high calorie good, low calorie bad, or low calorie good, high calorie bad. What we want you to understand is that you might have your own particular fitness goals, but might just be missing a part of your regular meals. For example, people who eat really healthy often might choose to go for clean eating and go for salads. But most lettuce, tomatoes, carrots, cucumbers, things that go into most of a salad, they take up a lot of space, but they have very few calories in them. So you might eat right away, feel pretty good, and feel full for a while, but your energy drains pretty quickly or you feel tired very easily later on. Why is that? Because you really didn't get that much calorie intake, and that's basically gasoline for your body to be able to have energy to keep going. So you might need to increase the fats or carbs or the proteins so that you have more calories and more fuel for your body to use. Whereas somebody who's eating a meal that looks small might think they're eating a fewer amount of calories, but they're actually having a lot of caloric intake because those are packed with calories. A great example of this is that a handful of almonds is about 200 calories, whereas an entire apple is somewhere around 90 calories. But the apple's clearly larger, and maybe you could say that a handful of almonds would get close to that size, but they're double the calories in a much smaller size. And we'll show you how that plays out on these meals as well in just a little while. So, just before we come back and revisit this, take a gander, look at everything here, considering what we just learned, and take a guess at which you think has the highest calories and which has the lowest. And then, when you see us again right here at Carrot Express, I'll tell you which one's which and who each might be good for. The last time you saw us with Fort Lauderdale United, we were out on the field at Beyond Bancard Field, but now we're meeting up with them at the training facility to see how they stay hydrated and recover for each week's match. Let's head inside and see the team. I'm now inside what we've called the training room with Kiara, and it looks like you've got yourself hooked up to something here, so what's going on?
Yep, I'm getting an IV from Nurse Dripiana over here.
And we're gonna talk to her in just a minute.
Perfect.
But how do you feel after getting an IV?
Yeah, after I get an IV, I usually feel pretty refreshed initially, and then I feel the effects most in the next couple days at training. Feel lighter, more recovered, and I normally feel like I sleep better too afterwards.
Nice. And is this something that you do every week after a game? How does it work?
Yeah, both. Normally once a week in preparation for the game, and then also recovery from training that previous week.
Okay. And you said you notice the effects like more as the week goes on?
Yeah.
So it's not like you leave here and you're like, oh my God, I feel great. You're just like, okay, I feel good, and
Yeah.
then it just gets better as you go on?
Yeah, sometimes I feel great initially after, but that's usually only when I come in after feeling pretty rough and pretty worn down. But no, usually like the next couple days when it really matters for the game on Saturday.
All right. Do you choose what goes into your cocktail there?
Yeah, she does a great job of letting us choose based on how we're feeling, our needs, so you can choose between, or I usually put like magnesium, or a lot of people like the B vitamins for the energy aspect.
Have you ever gone a week without your proper recovery protocol and then been like, ooh,
Yeah.
I noticed the difference?
Most noticeably, like over the breaks and stuff, I know a lot of people on the team came back with some like colds, head colds, things like that. And then me as well, like I wasn't necessarily like sick to that extent, but I was missing my IVs, especially in terms of like sleep. I feel like I always sleep a lot better after being in the regimen of having IVs.
Great. Is there anything else you'd like to share with the people at home, or you think people should know about recovery and what you're doing here?
Yeah, be consistent. I feel like that's the easiest thing, and don't neglect the easy things like sleep and diet, but all the extra things are great too. And
Yeah.
Nurse Dripiana, she's the best.
I have been working with Fort Lauderdale United about 3.5 months now. I am their preferred health and wellness sponsor for IV hydration and wellness. When they come in, I hand them an iPad that has a menu. I always have a nice, cool message for them. I'm letting them know what we're going to be doing that day. They're able to choose the vitamins that they desire based on a description that they can understand as to what the taurine and the glutamine and the glutathiones, what they actually do for them. And they choose it. I get them hooked up to the IV, and then we get the vitamins in and they hang out.
And how often are they doing this?
They're doing it twice a week. Last year we were doing it once a week, but this year we are preparing on Thursday and we're recovering on Monday.
What's an example cocktail of what might be in one of these bags right now, and why is it good for these athletes?
Typically, everybody chooses magnesium because that does help with muscle recovery. Also, B-complex and B12, it helps with energy, and vitamin C.
One of the many options that you think is a must-have anytime anybody's doing these?
Glutathione. Glutathione is a super antioxidant. It helps to keep our skin clear. It helps with our hair, and it is helps with inflammation. So if I could have everybody do that every single time, that would be the one that I would choose. Since I've been here, there has been very few people sick, and I take much pride in that, keeping them healthy, keeping the women on the pitch and out of harm's way. We help to keep them really feeling good, recovering and preparing for their performances.
Come right back for more calorically dense information on calories when SoFlo Health returns.
Earlier, we were right here at Carrot Express, and I asked you which of these 4 meals do you think has the lowest amount of calories, and which one do you think has the highest amount of calories? Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie. As I said, we're at Carrot Express in Sunset Harbor. Earlier, we spoke with the owner, Mario, and he showed us some high-protein meals that they have and told us what kind of their mission is when it comes to offering different options for their ever-growing and ever-changing customer base. Which of these has the most amount of calories? Well, that's going to be this miso salmon bowl. And why do you think that is? Are you saying because there's a lot of fat in it? And the answer is, yeah, that's the case. And it's healthy fats too. Again, we're not making it that high calories bad or that fats are bad. It just objectively has more caloric intake, which if you're trying to stay lower calorie or reduce the amount of food you're eating, this isn't going to help you. However, if you're trying to get a lot of food in one meal or a lot of energy in one meal after a workout, or you know you've got something coming up where you're going to need that energy, this would be a great idea for you. Because the salmon, the avocado, and the glaze all have the most amount of calories. Now, which has the fewest amount of calories? That's going to be this Greek salad, and not this Greek goddess salad. Why? Well, 2 things are the major factors here. As we just talked about here, the avocado is going to add a lot of calories because it's healthy fat, and that's totally okay. Whereas here, there's really not much going on with this salad as far as caloric intake goes, other than this slab of feta cheese. Yes, Mario added chicken to both of these because, as you heard him earlier, people want protein, and he's making sure you have the protein. But you don't have to get the chicken if you just simply want the salad as well. I also mentioned that you might be surprised that one of these add-ons actually is half of the calories in the entire meal. And it's actually this dressing right here. It's the cilantro lime dressing here at Carrot Express, and it's delicious. There's nothing wrong with having delicious dressing, but it's adding a few hundred calories because I'm assuming that it's got some sort of fat base in it, and that's part of what makes it very tasty. And I'd eat it too. It's just something to be aware of if you're looking to get a salad because your purpose is to lose weight or have fewer calories. And if that's your goal, then this salad's gonna be the king for you. It also has dressing, just not as rich or as high calorie as this one. Now, thankfully, when you're eating somewhere like Carrot Express or a chain that has a lot of locations, federal law states from the FDA, if you have a restaurant and you have over 20 locations and you have the same menu across the board, you're required to disclose the calories of your items. And Carrot Express makes that very easy. You look at their menu, and as you can see, we have our friendly little flexing biceps that show our high protein meals that Mario was telling us about earlier, but right below those, you can see the caloric information of each meal on the menu. And you can see here with the green goddess salad, it's a 296 calorie salad. However, with the cilantro lime dressing, that's an extra 320 calories. Well, what if you want to have that salad because you like it, but you're trying to watch your calories a little bit and you still want some dressing? Well, there's 2 other options here for you. And that's your soy ginger and your miso ginger, which are about half the amount of calories. So you can still have a great tasting salad. It might not be the way that it was designed or that you particularly wanted it, but it might still be good, and they still offer as an option because it's probably still a good combination, and you can save yourself the extra calories. So, what do you do with all this information now? Well, you know that if you're somebody that's looking to have extra calories and protein because you're building muscle, you're working out a lot, or you've got a lot going on and you're moving out a lot, you want to reach for something that's like this turkey burger or this miso salmon that's going to be higher in calories and have more of the carbs and healthy fats that you're looking for, and the protein as well, so that you can keep building Now, if you're somebody that gets plenty of this in your diet, but you're trying to cut back a little bit, maybe you go for one of these salads. In fact, if you go for this Greek salad, you're gonna save yourself quite a bit of caloric intake, but you'll still feel pretty full because as you can see, the volume of all of these meals, they're all about the same. In fact, here's the funniest one to me. This salad and this turkey burger, overall, they're about the same in caloric intake. I know, pretty surprising, but just goes to show you that it's not about what you're eating per se, it's about what's in what you're eating. To keep it simple, have an idea of what's in your food, pay attention to the calories if you're looking to either gain or lose weight, and if whatever you're doing right now is working for you, just keep doing that. Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie, and we're wrapping up our time here at Carrot Express today in Sunset Harbor. It's been a lot of delicious food, and we've shown you how the size of the food doesn't necessarily equate to the calories involved in the food. And we educated you a little bit so that you can make your best decisions for your fitness needs, whether you're trying to lose weight, maintain it, or pack on a few extra pounds of muscle. But in some cases, you just want to eat exactly what you want to eat. So that could be a piece of carrot cake, which is now seed oil free, by the way. It has avocado oil in it instead. So what do you do if you want to eat carrot cake but you don't want so many calories? Well, they offer you a small option as well, where you can just have a small bite. That's where portion control comes into play, and they make it easy for you here at Carrot Express. They even make it easy for your dog. Now, I've never seen a dog treat like this that's simply just carrots, sweet potato, peanut butter, and oatmeal. And Mario tells me that it's so simple that you can even eat it as a human. It might not be super exciting, but you can have it. And it's really not that bad. It's like just a little hint of peanut butter. Well, that's all for this week's episode of SoFlo Health. Thank you so much for watching. As always, if you'd like to watch previous episodes, you can do so on SoFloShows.com. You can follow us using @SoFloHealth to share with us what you're doing to stay healthy. Until next week, it's goodbye and good health.